How's it going, everybody? TC here once again with another script. All you interested in scripts, welcome back. This is one I never heard of. This is a show. It come on in 2011 on Nickelodeon, or Nick at Night. It was starring Fran Drescher. It's interesting that this does not have a cover with the title on it and everything. I think it's a fairly early, first draft, writer's first draft. These, I believe, is from either the writer or the director. Just by going by the notes it says on here, what it says on here. Starting Fran Drescher from The Nanny. And she wrote it, so did Peter Mark Jacob and Frank Lombardi. And it took me a while looking at this because the kind of marker that was used on this is really hard to tell that it's actually on the paper. It took me a while, but I finally came to the conclusion that it is. So, it is actually written on the paper. Anyhow, this is called I Want to Be Alone. It's season 1, episode number 6. And as you can see, it's got the, you can read that. It's pretty easy to read. And from reading these notes on here, it leads me to believe that it was probably one of the writers. I don't think it's Fran, because they reference Fran as Fran. That might not be necessarily the fact that it's not her, but because her name in here is also Fran, so it might have been Peter Mark Jacob, or it could have been the other writer, or one of the other, or it could have been the director. Anyhow, here you go. I'm assuming this was a comedy. Like I said, I've never heard of it. It lasted 2 years, so this was what she apparently did right after The Nanny. And you can see extensive notes here going on. I'll give you a second to read those. Let me get a little bit closer here without cutting anything off. There we go. It's pretty neat, though. I like these ones that are notated like this. Pretty cool. Shows what they were thinking and all the processes going into writing one of these. There's a few corrections here on, like right here is a correction on one of the lines. The dialogue. Not sure what the checks mean. Here's a bunch more. Okay, let's see, did I miss a page here? No. I think it was stuck together or something. Alright, too, okay. But almost every page here has got quite a few notes going on. Which is typical because, like I said, this is a first draft. So, and that might be one of the reasons why there was no cover page. Because it's basically circulated amongst the writers and director, whatever, editor, creators. There's more whole paragraph going on there. I think this was, I read somewhere that this was like the third series that Nickelodeon, or Nick at Night, whatever, had, that they was created just for them. I don't remember what the other two were. I don't remember now, but there were 2 others. There's some more notes, quite a bit there. It says, I keep feeling like we need something else going on in the script that we can infuse into these scenes that enables Fran to be funny too. If she's selfish, then might as well give me back that jacket, I think, of mine you're wearing, Judy. Okay, that was from a line. Huh. And some more. Quite a few. Give me a second to read that. Of course, you can always pause it. That way it won't make this video more than, say, 6-7 minutes. Right now we're at 4.5. 19. Page 20. Of course, here you can see the date. That's interesting. I don't remember ever seeing that before. Flip 2. There's Act 2. And another huge another paragraph going on here. There's actually almost as much notations in this as there are actual lines and text in the script itself on the pages. Okay, page 26, 27, and a bunch more lines, or notations rather. It's all done in the same handwriting, so the same person pretty much did all these. Now, the only way I could find out for sure who wrote this, or whose notations that were, would be somehow get in contact with one of the writers or somebody involved in the show that might recognize the handwriting or know who it was. I've only done that one other time. Well, two times actually, for two scripts that I've already done videos of. They were one for the DC Fontana handwriting in the Planet Earth, and one for, I think it was Genesis, for Gene Roddenberry's notations. I contacted several people to try to figure out if that was actually their handwriting in each one of those. Even though I was pretty convinced by looking at the examples that I had online and looking at the notations in the actual scripts that it was actually their handwriting. But I did it anyway, just to get an actual second opinion, you know, from somebody who actually should know, that knew the people and knew their handwriting. Page 38. Almost end of Act 3. That's about it for a half-hour show. 3 acts. 42. 43. End of the show. And the blank cover. There you go. Interesting little show that I've never seen, and probably a lot of people haven't seen unless you were watching the Nick at that time, because it only lasted 2 years. So anyhow, let me know what y'all think. Leave a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't, and ring the bell for notifications of the newest videos. Later.